Welcome to Flamingo MAHJ. This is Joni, and this is the bonus edition of the basics of Mahjong. Come along as we talk about some tips and tricks to make you a better player. Here we go. All right, let's talk about the blind pass. So when you're doing the Charleston, on the first Charleston, you're going to go right, center, left. Now on that last turn, you can do a blind pass. So what does that mean? Let's say the last turn I only have one tile that I really can get rid of. So what I would do, if Betty sends me 3, let me turn those over, sends me 3, and then I just put 1 in here, I take 1, and I pass it on over. Now you don't even have to tell anybody you're doing a blind pass, you can just do it. Same thing on the second Charleston. You go left, center, right. So on the last turn on the right, I could take these 3. Let's say I don't need any of them. I could just pass them on over to Betty. Nobody knows. That's called a blind pass. Hope it helps. Okay, the next thing we're going to talk about is racking your tiles. So when it's your turn, you can either take the discard, which in this case it was a 7 dot, or I can draw. So let's say I draw. As soon as I draw, I want to rack my tile. If I don't, this 7 dot remains active until I rack my tile. Some people do, let's put this back, it'll be their turn, they'll pick it up, they'll look at it, they'll put it down here, think about it, and then they discard it. Well, the whole time they're doing that, this one is active and somebody could call it. If that happens, guess what? You might need that and you have to put it back. And that happened to me one time. So now what I do is I keep all my tiles together, and as soon as I draw, I rack. Then I have time to think about what I'm going to do, and then I can discard. Also, another way to do it is in some of the, if you're really fast, you can look and discard. As soon as you discard, this is dead. But that's risky because what if that is something you might have needed? So my advice would be take it, rack it, think about it, and then make your discard. I hope that helps. Let's talk about joker exchange. So when and how do you do a joker exchange? It can be confusing. Just to keep in mind, you only do a joker exchange when it's your turn. Okay, so here we go. We have Betty. She has 7 BAMs, and she has these on her rack, and she's got a joker in the middle. She's got 3 of them. So I have a 7 BAM, and I want it. Can I take that at any time? No, I have to wait for my turn. So we go around. We always go to the right. When it's my turn, I go up first. You draw. You go ahead and draw. You rack it. And then I say, Betty, I would like to have your joker. Betty hands me her joker and puts the 7 there. I take the joker, rack it, and then I discard. Green dragon. So that's how it works. You wait your turn, you draw, rack, do the exchange, and then do the discard. That's how you do a joker exchange. Hope this helps. Another confusing point for beginners is who's east. So how it works is when you first start the game, east can be the host or hostess can be east, or everybody can roll the dice and the highest person is east. So let's say I started out as east. I've got the dice, I've got my little dice tray. So I'm east. So what happens next? Do you roll again? No, you just pass it. You pass the dice or the dice dish to the next person. And there, so I always keep it over here. And after I'm east, I pass it to the next person so they know it's their turn next time. So you just take turns and you go to the right. So everybody has a chance to be east. Hope this helps. So let's talk about calling for a tile. So let's say I put down the 7 dot. I say 7 dot. Betty and Martha both call. They both want it at the same time. Who gets it? So these are the rules from the National Mahjong League. The person next in line, which would be Martha, would get it unless Martha has Mahjong or Martha had already started putting her tiles on her rack before all that could be discussed. Once the tiles are exposed, that's hers. So it's really whoever is the quickest on the draw gets the tile. So that's why when I need certain tiles, I just keep those tiles in mind so I can be quick And even you can say pause, you can say call, you can say hold, stop, whatever it does to stop the game so that you have a chance to get the tile that you need. Hope this helps. Another tip is a group of tiles like these. I've got 3 7 bands. Those are called melds, M-E-L-D-S. So if you ever hear that term, that's what that is, a group of tiles or melds. Hope this helps. What happens if you have too many tiles or not enough tiles on your rack and all of a sudden you realize it in the middle of a game? This has happened to me and this has happened to other people I know. It can happen. I really don't know how it happened. One time we were playing 3-man mahjong and that kept happening to us. I'm not sure why, but as soon as you find a mistake or you realize you don't have enough tiles or you have too many tiles, you need to stop the game and decide what you're going to do about it. I mean, you can go strictly by the National Mahjong rules on this. What we usually do is we either give the person an extra tile or they put an extra tile down and we just continue with the game. Just in a social setting, it's important to count your tiles and make sure you always have 13. If you're East, you're starting with 14 and then you start with the discard. So 2 bam, you start with a discard, you don't draw, then you're down, then everybody should have 13. So it's important, count your tiles, make sure you have 13. Hope this helps. See you at the table.